What was it like being a gay parent at the start?
I don't know. I was never a straight parent, you know.
I first discovered that my gender was different to my physical gender when I was a very young child at maybe 4, 5, 6 years of age.
It was a difficult choice for me to make, but I knew it was the only choice to live an honest, open life in regards to my sexuality.
I was in the process of looking for more people that were similar to myself, being gay and from the traveller community.
There are always going to be people who are not going to be comfortable with who you are.
They say that 1 in 10 people is LGBT. So everybody has, whether they know it or not, has a family member, a friend, a relation or somebody is lesbian, gay, bisexual or transgender.
My name is Beverly.
My name is Jackie.
My name's Mairead.
My name is Christian Higgins.
I'm Mike Faulkner.
I'm Kieran.
And my name is Marie Tierney.
My name is Wendy Bordoon.
My name is Brian Finnegan.
My name is Liz Welch.
My name is Christopher Robson.
My name is Mary Lees. My name is Laura.
My name is Marcus Wynne.
My name is Sharon.
Hi, I'm Owen.
Hi, I'm James.
My name is Kathy Davis.
My name is Norman.
My name is Dara.
Hi, I'm Liam.
My name is Mandy.
Today is a very special day for the LGBT community in Galway City and County. It marks the launch of Amach, an umbrella group formed last November by volunteers from the LGBT community. We have put our hearts and souls and hundreds of hours, and we're very proud of our achievements to date.
And I'm gay.
And I'm gay.
And I'm gay.
And I'm a lesbian.
And I'm gay.
And I'm gay.
And I'm gay. And I'm lesbian.
And I'm also a lesbian mom.
And I'm a lesbian.
And I'm gay.
And I'm gay.
And I'm a gay man.
And I'm gay.
And I am a lesbian.
And I'm gay.
And I'm gay. And I'm gay.
And I'm a lesbian.
And I'm gay.
Proud of it.
A hate, a no, opposite tree.
Amach LGBT Galway Limited is an umbrella group for the lesbian, gay, bisexual and transgender community in Galway City and County.
We've worked with a lot of groups, including West Training and Development, the Galway City and County Councils, and lots of local community groups in Galway, including Gossip, the transgender support group, LGBT PAVI, a support group for LGBT travellers, Shout, our LGBT youth group.
Recent research that has been conducted has shown that young people do tend to realise they're LGBT around the age of 14 and don't tell anyone until about the age of 21. So really what it's about is being able to break that isolation.
I was 16 when I came out to my family. It was probably about 15 when I came out to a few close friends, just 1 or 2 people who knew that there was something different about me.
Well, it can be very difficult for young people generally, but when they can come to an LGBT youth group where there's no isolation, where there are other people that might be going through a similar experience.
It's important, especially for any of the younger people coming out today, that they have that sense of safety.
When you are lesbian, gay, bisexual or transgender, because of prejudice and homophobia, the more rural the area you come from, the more difficult it is to be yourself.
Having a Saturday group suits a lot of young people that are maybe taking buses and are taking, an hour or 2 to get up to Galway to come to our group.
I went to an all-boys school in town, and it was a nightmare. I hated every day of it. Spent 6 years in the place that just tore me to shreds.
We often see a lot of bullying, a lot of young people that have maybe gone through a difficult experience, maybe with their family or at school.
He had a lot of anxiety with it and a lot of trouble outside here, the house has been egged. He had death threats. And this was at a young teenage stage.
It got an awful lot easier, so it did. As I found out more about who I was able to deflect it. Shouldn't have to.
But as well, we also see a lot of young people that have very, very great supportive families. They get on really well in school.
It's really important that the schools do have some sort of policy in place to be able to deal with LGBT youth. It's important that they get the help from the onset and from that start, that they're not going to have to go through the torment and hell that so many of us went through. Sometimes it makes me laugh that the people who gave you the abuse are the very people who are coming out now. I just think it's ironic. I'd say they were scared that I was comfortable with who I was and I was getting to know who I was, and they just didn't know what was going on for them, so they took it out on everyone else.
LGBT youth are 4 times more likely to commit suicide than their straight peers. Not because they're LGBT, but because they feel alone, lost, confused, rejected by their families, society, and more often than not, bullied.
Gay Pavy Forum, it's a support group for LGBT Pavies. The forum itself did begin with a suicide, and it wasn't an isolated event. At its core, it's about support and kind of peer understanding and sharing the experience of what it is like to be LGBT and from a Pavy background.
Yeah, I joined the forum in October last year. Any resource I found in the past, it was always travellers that either wasn't comfortable with being themselves or settled people who had an attraction to gay travellers.
Within the travelling community itself is that the need to get married and have that sense of kind of cultural identity, by fulfilling your role as either kind of a sibling and kind of having children, is a huge pressure. Many of our members are actually in the process of getting married, and it's not something that many people feel there's actually other avenues for. So another kind of aspect of the site is to show people there are options there, to actually to be who you are in your sense of truth and live as you want, and as both honouring your identity as a traveller and expressing your sexual being.
For a young traveller man, it's okay for him to be a traveller within the travelling community as long as he's not a gay traveller. And he's all right to be lesbian or gay within the settled community, but he faces the double discrimination of being a gay traveller.
There's a huge pressure to minimalise your sense of identity. You grow up within a community that you're told to be proud of who you are and your sense of being who you are. But sometimes actually when you kind of come to the LGBT communities themselves or groups, there actually isn't actually that much understanding within true diversity. Discrimination is discrimination regardless of gender or orientation or background. I think people forget the last part.
One day I'll grow up, I'll be a beautiful woman. One day I'll grow up, I'll be a beautiful girl.
The Gender Oddity Support Service and Information Project, or GOSSIP for short, it's the only service in the whole of Connacht.
Beautiful girl, but for today I am a child.
People underestimate how much strength you need to be yourself in society, especially as a transgender person. From birth, it's gender normative. Everything is male, female.
Everyone takes it for granted, their gender identity.
Yeah.
But can you imagine what it's like growing up as a young boy or a young girl and just not feeling that way and looking at everybody else, and it's like being in a cage.
It's masculine, it's feminine, whether it be the colours that you wear, it's the toys that you play with, it's what's acceptable from dot, really.
You see the girls making their communion and their confirmation, and you're going to weddings and seeing the beautiful gowns, and you're just there. Can you just imagine what it was like?
I was from very rural Ireland, and I did, as most people in Ireland try to do, with pressures of family and church and everything else. I tried to conform, and conformed and just started disintegrating, basically.
It's so difficult to be who you are, but it's so difficult for other people to understand because that's their experience as well. So I'm not saying it's right, all the reactions, but you definitely have to not be militant about it. You have to be very sensitive about other people and how difficult it is for them to change a whole lifetime of learning.
There was very little available. If you looked up anything in Ireland, you just were told you were sexual deviant and sort of wake up, or in one way or another they try to scare the hell out of you.
Things are definitely improving. I feel there's an awful lot of work going into it. It is a lot more easier coming out at the moment. Well, not a lot more. It is a little bit, but it is gaining momentum.
Today I am the boy.
I'm at the very early stages of physical transition, but certainly not psychological and emotional.
Where I started psychological evaluation 3 years ago, I am now looking at maybe another 8 to 10 months before surgery.
I have completed treatment for some time.
After surgery, you've still got a lifetime of developing, of course, like everybody has, whether you're transgender or not. We all develop until the day that we die, and we learn and we grow. We even heal from our past. For trans people, you've always got to come out. So you will always have people who won't be able to deal with your past.
Things for the lesbian, gay, bisexual and transgender community in Galway in particular have come a long way since our first parade in 1989. This year, 2010, we had an awful lot to celebrate. It was our 21st Pride Parade in Galway, the longest consecutive Pride Parade in Ireland. We were also celebrating Amach. We also celebrated the Civil Partnership Bill, which has just gone through.
I hope in time that the countries and governments will be able to come to terms with the fact that everybody is entitled, as far as I'm concerned, entitled to the same rights, whether they're gay or straight or anything.
He's an Irish citizen, he should be entitled to everything.
And civil partnership is really important for same-sex couples in Ireland. What it means is that same-sex couples now have the same rights, responsibilities and obligations as heterosexual couples in terms of property, taxes, monies and whatever they accumulate together. However, what is really lacking in it, which is a real shame, is that the family unit as such is not recognised under law. This means that children in same-sex relationships don't have the same protections as children in heterosexual marriages.
I cannot in conscience stand over the further deliberate and knowing abuse of children that's contained in this legislation by completely ignoring the existence of children within same-sex relations.
I, for the life of me, don't understand why it was impossible to do it the simplest way, which is simply use the Registration of Marriages Act and just extend it to cover same-sex relationships. And the Constitution certainly did not exclude gay marriage because it does not define marriage as being between a man and a woman.
The issues and challenges that the gay, lesbian, bisexual, transgender community face, not just in Galway but in Ireland, are significant. And maybe, to be frank, not all heterosexual people understand that all of the time.
Visibility is extremely important, and we really need to have a resource centre that is visible both for the lesbian, gay, bisexual and transgender community as well as the wider community.
That whatever I can do in my capacity over the next 12 months as Mayor of Galway City to further speed up that process, I will do.
We are all part of a diverse society, and to be helped, to be brought along, to be encouraged, to be accompanied on this walk for freedom, I think, with people who are not the same as us, is magnificent.
On behalf of myself, but more importantly on behalf of the people of Galway, all of the people of Galway, may I wish you well over the weekend. May I wish you well in your challenges that you will meet in the Amach. Enjoy the weekend.
I'm walking through life in nature's disguise. Yeah. You laugh at me and you criticize. Yeah. 'Cause I'm happy, carefree, and gay. Yes, I'm gay. Ain't no fault, it's a fact. I was born this way. Yeah. Now I won't touch you. Don't you touch me. We're all the way. Nature made us.
I think if we can teach our children about basic human rights and respect, no matter what your race, religion, sexual orientation or gender is, I think we could eliminate a lot of social injustice in our society. I think the world can be a better place. It's up to us to make it so.